You know that feeling, right? It's the end of a long, stressful day. You're staring into the fridge and you're not just hungry, you're on a mission. And that mission is for something greasy, salty, or sweet. Well, it turns out you are not alone, and the reason why has almost nothing to do with your willpower and everything to do with a story that started thousands of years ago in our ancient brain.
I mean, this is the big question, isn't it? When the pressure is on, why does our brain just scream for a cheesy pizza, but barely even whispers about, say, a salad? The answer is hiding deep inside our own evolutionary code. And to unpack it, we need to tell a story. So, to get to the bottom of this, I want you to meet Sarah. Sarah's a young professional, and I'm willing to bet her story is going to sound incredibly familiar. She's just wrapped up an absolutely brutal day at the office. We're talking deadlines, tons of pressure, just complete mental exhaustion. You know the feeling. She is utterly and completely drained. The second she walks through her front door, it hits her. And this isn't just normal hunger. Oh no. This is a powerful, almost desperate urge for something very, very specific. Her brain isn't asking, it's demanding a reward. So she gives in. And as she takes that first bite of a juicy burger, a handful of crispy fries, a wave of pure relief just washes over her. For a minute, all the stress of the day just melts away. But right after the pleasure comes the guilt. And Sarah asks herself the same question we've all asked. Why did that feel so incredibly right when I know it's so wrong? And that question, my friends, that's the key that unlocks a secret passage from her modern kitchen all the way back to the Stone Age. You see, the secret to Sarah's craving isn't in her lack of self-control. Not at all. It's in the ancient, survival-focused operating system that is still running the show inside all of our heads. Now, to really get this, we have to zoom out, way out. For over 99% of human history, we lived as hunter-gatherers. Life was a constant struggle, and the biggest problem, day in and day out, was just finding enough calories to survive. Now, you see that tiny little sliver at the very end of the timeline? That's us. That's our entire modern world of overflowing refrigerators and food delivery apps. This reality hammered one simple life-saving rule into our ancestors' brains. If you find something packed with fat and sugar, eat it. Eat all of it, right now. This wasn't a treat, it was survival. It was a critical deposit into your body's energy bank, the very thing that could keep you alive through the next famine. And guess what? We inherited that exact same programming. But how did our brains make absolutely sure we'd follow that rule? Well, it came up with a brilliant and incredibly powerful chemical trick. It decided to throw a massive party in your head every single time you found the right kind of fuel. So let's meet the guest of honor at this party, dopamine. We call it the feel-good chemical, but it's so much more than that. It's a teacher. Its job is to tell your brain, hey, whatever you just did, that was amazing for our survival. Remember it and do it again. And this is exactly how that reward loop works. When Sarah ate that burger, her ancient brain didn't register unhealthy food. No, it registered life-saving fuel. So it flooded her system with dopamine, which made her feel incredible, and it forged this powerful connection. Modern stress feels like an ancient danger, and that burger feels like survival and relief. Okay, so we've established we have a Stone Age brain running on ancient software. But what happens when you drop that brain into a world that's basically a giant, overflowing cave full of pizza and donuts? And right here, this is the great mismatch of modern life. See, our ancient brain, it can't tell the difference between the stress of being chased by a saber-toothed tiger and the stress of an angry email from your boss. To your brain, stress is just stress. It's a universal signal for threat to survival. And what is its time-tested default solution? Go find the quickest, densest source of energy you can. High-calorie junk food. So, let's just recap the perfect storm that's brewing in our heads. We have that deep evolutionary advantage, the high caloric density, that incredible dopamine reward, and all those powerful emotional connections. But there's one more secret weapon that junk food has up its sleeve. It's called the synergy effect, and food scientists know all about this. When you combine fats and sugars, think donuts, French fries, ice cream, the effect in the brain isn't just added together, it multiplies. This combo creates a super reward that is way more powerful, way more irresistible than either fat or sugar could ever be on its own. So all of this science, all of this history, it's all building up to the single most important takeaway from this entire explainer.
Seriously, if you remember just one thing, let it be this.
Your craving for junk food is not a weakness. It is not a character flaw. It is a deeply ingrained, once life-saving survival instinct that is just not designed for the world we live in now. You're not fighting a lack of willpower. You are literally fighting millions of years of evolution.
And that brings us right back to Sarah. Because with this new understanding, she can completely reframe her entire experience. That guilt, it can be replaced with compassion for her own biology. She can finally recognize that intense craving for what it truly is, just an echo from her ancestors. And in that moment of recognition, she creates a space, a little pause between the trigger and the action. And that space, that's where her power is. The power to ask, okay, what do I really need right now? So the next time you feel that powerful pull towards the junk food aisle, I want you to remember Sarah's story. Remember, it's not a flaw in your character, it's a feature of your ancient brain just trying to keep you safe. The real question is, now that you know the program it's running, how will you use that moment of understanding? What are you going to choose to do in that space?